All right, you guys. So we're going to use a strap today, a couple blocks, a blanket, and a wall space. All right. And let's start in a chest opening position. So to do that, you could use a blanket by folding up your blanket, maybe like so, and then putting something behind your head. Or, okay, so like that. So it's really gentle, nothing too serious here. Or you could use two blocks if you wanted it to be a little more intense. You could take a block and put it behind your upper back and then put another block. Oh yeah, that feels good too. It just depends if you want something soft right now or if you want something not soft. All right, so I'm going to come around and just help you out if you need it. Ooh, that's dark, huh? Let's leave that one on. Yeah, so yeah, you guys got it. Everyone's choosing the not soft option, huh? Okay. Now your block, if you're using it, or your blanket, but especially if you're using a block, it's going to be above your kidneys. It's not like on your kidneys. Do you guys know where your kidneys are? Kidneys are in the lower rib cage. It's not down there. It's up here, more across your shoulder blade zone. And it's not up at the top of your shoulders either. So you just kind of wiggle it around till you find where it feels best. And I usually take the block perpendicular to my spine, but some people like it vertical to their spine. You can decide. Nice. And so dropping into your body a bit here. You've arrived here physically, acknowledging all that it took to get you here this morning, like just all the things you've done this morning already. Maybe there are many things you've done. Maybe you just rolled out of bed and made it here. And then taking either a sigh out the mouth or you could blow out through pursed lips. Lengthening your exhale. Good. Making sure you've got enough head and neck support. So turning your block up high enough where it feels like your neck feels supported. That'll be, of course, different for everybody. And then as you take a breath in, noticing the space in your chest, around your heart, your lungs, is feeling the rib cage expand. And then again, an exhale out the mouth, you could blow out like you're blowing out through a straw slowly. We'll work on opening up this heart area again. And I think a couple of weeks ago or so, we focused on this idea that's in the sutras, the Yoga Sutras, about how focusing on the heart area, the physical area of the heart, can help to give some relief to the mind. So you can take your attention there if you want, just the physical sensations around your heart area, your chest, your lungs. And as you do that, noticing what's happening in your mind without pushing anything away, just simply being present with it, seeing it there. Good. And then as you're ready, you might want to take your arms up and overhead. If you're close to the wall, it's okay if you can't do that, or you can scoot away. Or you could take your arms more out to the side and bend the elbows. You're just kind of getting deeper into this opening across the chest and shoulders a bit. noticing how that feels. And then when you're ready to, we'll tuck your chin just to push up off your blocks and move the blocks out of the way. And then come back onto your back with your right knee in towards your belly, holding it with your hands. Okay. And just inhale here. And as you exhale, let's bring the knee across your body into a twist, extending your right arm out to the side, using your left hand on your knee. So reaching your right arm over. If you're not ready to stay in that position, what you can do is rock in and out of it. So you can come back to the center and then rock into it again. You know, just see what your spine feels like doing right now. Good. Can you keep a big breath going here? So as you inhale, feeling the width of your breath. Good. Now from here, what you're going to do is let your right shoulder come off the floor and let your knee come to the floor. And then we're slowly going to bring the right arm across. So you're going to flip over onto your belly now, but with your leg out to the side. I know you'll be facing the wall, but don't worry, I'll explain, okay? So my right knee is out to the side in a half frog pose, and I'm coming up into Sphinx pose on my forearms. So my right knee is still out to the side, that's it. Press your right knee into the floor and see if you can bring more of a right angle to the right knee so the shin comes down straight from, yeah, you guys got it, good. And just reach back through the left leg strongly. Yeah, if you have trouble with your left ankle, you could always put a blanket below it. Good. Inhale, reaching your chest forward. Good, exhale. Inhale again. And as you exhale, let's come down onto your forehead. So just stack your hands and let's bring the legs next to one another. So they're both straight back. Inhale. And as you exhale, can you imagine you have a weight on your right ankle and you're just going to bend the right knee like you're doing a hamstring curl. And then inhale, straighten it out again. And then exhale, same thing with the left leg. So go really slowly, like you were trying to show off your hamstring muscle or something, like a bicep curl type thing. And let's do each side again. Keep breathing. Good. And now let's inhale back to Sphinx pose and half frog with that right leg again. So bring the right leg out to the side again. Good. Exhale. And then we're going to thread the left arm under the right. So I lift my right elbow up and I'm going to thread my left arm under. And I'm going to get back into that twist position on my back. So I'm going to send my right arm over to the right. That's it. And now you're in your twist again. Right? And just slowly start to roll back onto your back, bringing the right knee into your belly, holding it with your hands. And if you fell off your mat, just scoot around. Let's hold behind the right leg and inhale, stretch the right leg up and exhale, bend it again. And just doing that a few times. Good. Keep breathing. Now, can you do it without your hands? A little more active stretching here. Nice, everybody. And now look for your block. We're going to grab your block and let's bring both feet up toward the ceiling, both legs. Okay, you might actually, I know I said block, but you might want the blanket instead because let me tell you what we're going to do. We're going to put that block on your right foot, and it's pretty hard to balance it there. So if you want to take your blanket instead of your block, it's much friendlier, okay, because it doesn't fall on your face as much, okay? So you choose, okay, blanket or block. And once you've got it there, keep breathing. All right, we're going to interlace hands behind your head. And then inhale, elbows around ears, curl up. Good. Exhale, stay there. Good. Inhale. Now, as you exhale, can you draw the belly down and lower the left leg partway to the floor? And then inhale, bring it back up. And keep going. See what I mean about the block? Yeah, you can always choose the blanket instead. Good. So you're trying to keep your head and shoulders off the floor, and you're trying to draw down the ribs and belly. It doesn't matter how far you get the leg down, okay? Try to relax your face as well. Good, and next time you come up, let's bend the knees, remove your blanket from your foot or your block, and place the feet on the floor, the block next to you. Good. Following your breath in, and just take a sigh. Good. Let's inhale to stretch your arms overhead, and exhale, drawing left knee into belly, straightening right leg on the floor. Good. Let's stretch left arm out to side. And exhale as you bring your knee across your body to a twist. And you can either come in and out of this twist several times, or you can stay there. Noticing your breath expanding your rib cage. And you soften around your face and jaw. Good. And now from here, letting that left shoulder come off the floor, let your left knee come to the floor so that you can roll over onto your belly into Sphinx, added a V there, half frog. So your left knee stays out to the side. That's it. And just notice how it feels on this side. If you can press that left knee down into the floor, and can you reach strongly back through the right leg? So when I say that, I'm engaging my quadricep muscles. Yeah, and I'm reaching back, and I'm also pressing into my elbows and drawing my chest forward and breathing. Now slowly exhaling, coming down onto your forehead and letting the legs come next to one another. So moving that left leg next to the right. We're going to do those hamstring curls again, imagining you've got a heavy weight on your ankle. You can inhale and then exhale, bending one knee. Trying to engage the back of the thigh and bringing it back, and just do each leg 2 times. And then as you're ready, we'll come back to our Sphinx half frog. Left knee comes forward. Inhale. And as you exhale, let's lift the left elbow and thread the right arm underneath. Good. And then you start to lay your head down, right? Then you take your left arm out to the left, coming back into your twisting pose. Good. And then from here, let's slowly roll onto our backs with the left knee in. You can straighten yourself out. And we'll hold behind the left leg. Inhale, stretching it up toward the ceiling. And exhale, bending it again. And just doing that a couple of times. Good. And then letting go with your hands and doing it without the hands a couple of times. Good. And now we'll take a blanket or a block and place it on the bottom of the left foot and bring the right leg up next to it. So both legs stretch up toward the ceiling. They can be straight or they might need to be bent. And interlacing hands behind your head. Inhale. Exhale, let's curl up off the floor. So our head and shoulders stay up if they can. Good. And then as you exhale, you're drawing your belly down and lowering your right leg part way to the floor. And then inhale, bringing it up. But your focus here is on moving slowly with control, trying to relax your neck and draw your rib cage down to the floor and your belly down to the floor. Good. And then next time you come up, let's release, taking the block off your foot or the blanket off your foot, setting it to the side, just drawing your knees in towards your belly, taking a breath or two there. Good. You can make circles, you can rock, whatever feels best to you here. Good. And then we're going to rock and roll like a ball forward a few times. And then we'll come all the way onto hands and knees. And you can face whatever way you want to face. Let's move through a couple of cats and cows first. Inhale, tail up, chest forward, exhale, round. So we're still focusing on this area. I think we did last week too, just this area around your chest and your upper back. You can pay particular attention to that area as you move. But now let's pause in a neutral position, so just a tabletop. Okay. And we're going to try to practice engaging our core here. So you can exhale and tighten through the abdominals without rounding. And you remember protracting your shoulder blades, right? So we're going to widen the shoulder blades. Good. So they go apart, but not up by your ears, right? So not elevating them by your ears, but instead just push the floor away. Good. And then as you exhale, let's take the right leg back. You can keep the toes on the floor or you can lift it off the floor. Okay. But now imagine you got a teacup, hot cup of tea you're balancing on your sacrum. So turn that right hip downward toward the floor. Good. Now you could keep that left hand on the floor or you could try to reach your left arm forward. Keep breathing. Keep pushing the floor away and engaging your core. You can come down at any time, right? Now, as you exhale, perhaps you could bend the right knee like you're doing a hamstring curl again. Good. And then inhale, straighten it. Okay, now you can back off at any point. We're going to try that again. Good. You can always put a limb down, right? Now, can you do this with your left arm out to the side? Okay. Keep your core engaged. Keep pushing the floor away. Nice, everyone. Just working it, right? Try not to do it with your neck or your jaw. Good. And then let's come down. Let's bring the foot down, the arm down. Let's stretch the arms forward into puppy dog pose, keeping hips high. Head can come down between arms as much as you can. Take a couple of breaths there. What I like to do in puppy is really reach the hips up and back. So it's like downward dog. The hips are right over the knees rather than on your heels. And then the arms stretch forward and I plant the hands to get some traction through my spine and reach the hips high. Good. Good. And now let's inhale, rise back up, coming back up to the tabletop position. And before we even move, let's get the core engaged. So protract the shoulder blades, right? Engage the abdominals. Inhale, let's take the left leg back, and you can keep it on the floor or you can lift it. Okay, exhale. Now just arrange, try to square the hips. Turn the left hip toward the floor as though you were trying to balance a cup of tea. In fact, if you can let go with one hand, take your right hand to that area of your sacrum, like the top of your pelvis. Is it even, or is that left hip up? Okay, try to turn it down. All right, and then you can either put the right hand back down or you can reach it forward. Okay, try to stay out of your neck, keep breathing. And now hamstring curl. You can do it with the breath, exhaling as you bend, inhale as you straighten. Imagine you got a weight on there, so you're moving slowly. Like you're trying to show off your hamstring muscles, okay? And you can try it with your arm out to the side if you want. Keep pushing the floor away and re-engaging your core. Good. Good, and now let's slowly come down, and you can either go into your puppy or you could go into downward dog if you prefer, or even child's pose. See what feels best in your body right now, and try breathing into that space around where your heart is. I mean, you are breathing into that space because it's your lungs, right? But just put your focus there. Now try to practice having some control over where your attention is, rather than just being led around by your mind. Or by your thoughts, I should say. Now from here, let's meet up in plank pose. So either coming up from the floor or down from down dog. And you can be in any kind of plank. It could be a knees down plank. It could be a forearm plank. Good, but don't let those hips sag. So keep lifting those hips up and then tucking the tail. Yeah, that's it. Good. Feel like you're moving your armpits towards your feet. Nice, keep breathing. Good, we're going down to the belly from here. So you can lower down slowly or you can drop to knees and come down. Good, we're gonna do our prone pec stretch. So we're gonna reach the right arm up to about 1 or 2 o'clock and then roll the shoulder head away from the floor. Okay, so just get that shoulder blade down your back. Palm is on the floor. Left hand, you're gonna be using it for leverage. You're gonna bend left knee and then flip that left leg around a little or a lot as you look to the left. Keep trying to roll that upper right shoulder away from the floor and breathe. You can look wherever it feels best on your neck. Good, and breathing, nice. A couple more breaths there. Good, and then slowly exhale, come back around, and we're just switching sides. So now the left arm will come up to about 11 or 10 o'clock. Good, and your right hand is gonna push. You're gonna bend the right knee, roll the left shoulder head away from the floor, look to the right. You don't have to get the foot all the way over or anything, right? Your main objective here is stretching the front of your shoulder. Okay, and for people, they like to do that in different ways. Some of you guys are up by like 11 or 12 o'clock. That's okay too. Good, keep breathing. And then exhale, come back around. Good, let's place the hands like we're gonna do a push-up. Roll the shoulder heads away from the floor. And then exhale, we're not gonna go anywhere. We're just gonna engage the core. So engage the ribs and your belly will pull a little bit away from the floor, hopefully. And then relax back down. So I just want you to feel that core engaging. Roll those shoulder heads away from the floor. And again, exhale, engage the belly and draw the ribs in. And then come back. All right, now we're going to come up. So we're going to do the same thing. Roll the shoulder heads, engage the core. You can press to knees or high plank, and then back to your down dog or your child's pose. Good. Just take a couple breaths there, moving around however you'd like to. Good. You can play around with your shoulders and wiggle the hips, bend the knees if you're in down dog. Good. Now, as you exhale, we're going to come down to the knees into a half kneel with right leg forward. So you can get your blanket, pad your knee. You're going to need a block too. So just have your block at the back of your mat by your left foot. Okay. And then rising up into the half kneel position. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to inhale, tuck the tail forward. So you get into the front of that left hip. And take the back of your right hand against your inner knee. Good. Press knee into hand, hand into knee. Inhale, left arm reaches way up. Exhale, a little lean to the right. I'm tucking my back toes because it makes me feel more stable, but you can do either. Okay. Couple breaths there. Let your neck and jaw relax. Keep tucking your tail under. Good. One more. And then inhale, rise back up, and exhale. Now we're going to place the back foot on your block. So you could have it any height. Like I'm going to put mine on the tallest height, and I'm going to put my toes on it. But it could be the lowest height. Doesn't matter. Okay. Same thing. We're going to tuck the tail forward. Good. Going to kick your foot into the block. So hopefully you're feeling it a little bit lower into your quad now. Good. And breathing. You can always hold a piece of furniture if you're at home, or a wall if you're in here. Keep engaging that back glute. So you can always touch it and see, is it turned on? Mine likes to turn off all the time. Okay, get on. Here we go. All right. Now, exhale. Could you lift your foot off the block? You might get a hamstring cramp, warning, and then inhale, put it back down. And try that a couple times. You might need to add more padding to your knee. My hamstring goes, I'm going to cramp, but then it doesn't. Tricks me. Okay, one more time. Woo. Okay, let it go. Inhale, come down to the floor. You can leave the block where it is and just avoid it with the feet. Exhale, pushing back into downward dog, just stepping back. Stretching it all out now. You can let the head go side to side a little bit, or the hips. Follow the breath in and out. Stretch those fingers forward. Nice. And then as you're ready, let's exhale, come down to knees, or you can just step the left foot forward. Right knee gets enough padding, so you can always add more padding, even a bolster. Oh, we're not using the block just yet. We're going to rise up for the psoas stretch first. Okay, so we're going to tuck the tail forward, left hand to inner knee, counter pressure. Inhale, right arm reaches way up. Exhale, keep that tail tucked as you lean left. And keep breathing. Jaw relax, face relax. Good, a couple more. And then inhale, rising up. Exhale, arm down, foot on block. You can reach your hand back there and get it set up for yourself. Make sure you get enough padding because this puts more pressure on the knee. And you're going to tuck the tail under. And your arms can just relax or use for balance. I'm going to keep tucking the tail under, pushing the foot into the block strongly. I relax through your face and just notice what you're feeling there. Okay, now we're going to exhale as you try to lift the foot off the block. And then inhale, release it, and then try that 2 more times. Good, and next time you push, put it down, just release it. Come down, you can move your block to the front of your mat and step yourself back to your downward facing dog. Let your jaw soften. Feel the breath go in and feel the breath go out. And then inhale, bending the knees and walking forward. And inhale to extend your spine forward. Exhale, bend the knees. And inhale, rise. Exhale, arms come down. Good. All right, just getting the feet a little closer together if that feels all right. Not touching or anything, just kind of hips distance there. And noticing how it feels to stand. You can have your arms however you want. Okay, you can close your eyes if you want, or just find a spot to look at on the floor with your eyes open. Let's take our focus back to that heart center area. And take a few breaths here, rhythmic breathing. You could use Ujjayi breathing, or you can use natural breath, doesn't matter. You're dropping your attention down into the heart center area. Just one more like that. Good. And then with eyes open, let's inhale and reach the arms up. Exhale to hinge and fold. Good. Inhale to extend your spine forward. And exhale, you can put your hands on blocks or floor. We're going to step the left knee back and take it down to your blanket. I'm going to stay forward in a lunge. You can let the hips drop forward. Good. I'm going to place the left hand out to the side. And inhale, turn your right palm up as you open up to the side and bend the back knee, but don't grab the foot, just bend the knee. Good. Keep breathing. Good. So you're trying to have your foot off the floor. You may or may not be able to do that. Good. Keep engaging your left glute. And then if you want to, you can try to grab the foot. Now, if that makes you get caved in on your chest, then don't bother, okay? Or you can always use the strap too. I'll get the air going, you guys. Okay. Yeah, don't force anything, right? Don't force anything. It's not worth it. It's just an activity. You don't have to do it. Keep breathing. Let's try to take 2 more breaths there. And 1 more breath there. And then as you exhale, let's release the foot or the pose and bring your hands back to the front, untwisting. Okay. Then we're going to inhale to step back into plank pose and exhale to either go back to child's pose or you can lower down to the floor, moving through a vinyasa. Inhale as you come into cobra or sphinx. And then exhale to lower back down. I'm going to place the hands for a push-up. Inhale, roll the shoulder heads back, and exhale, push up and back to your downward dog or child's pose. Then we'll take a couple of breaths there. Good. Just notice how you're feeling. 2 sides of your body. We've been working on the hips and the legs, right? So just noticing what the 2 sides feel like here. Good. Good. And now as you exhale, let's bend the knees and step the right leg forward into your lunge. Right leg? No, left leg. Okay, good. We get to do jump twist then. So you can grab your blocks, bring them up to maybe medium height, or yeah, medium, not high. They'll be too tippy. So now what we're going to do is from our lunge, just going to exhale And we're not going to actually jump just yet. We're just going to push into the blocks and draw your core in. Just imagine you're trying to get a lot of spring and lift from your core like this. Okay, so exhale up. And then you can exhale, push up, and just step, and take the other leg forward. All right, and then you can let that knee come down and do this side a few times. Exhale, draw the abdominals in. Inhale, come down and repeat. Really work on using the core to help this move happen. And then on the next exhale, you could step, and take the other leg forward. Okay, now you don't have to hop, okay? But if you want to, you could instead hop. So you would get ready, you might do a few pumps to do it, and then you exhale, see if you can hop to twist. I mean, to switch, okay? Try that a couple of times, or stick with your stepping, okay? And then we'll end up with the left leg forward, dropping the right knee down to your blanket, stepping your right hand out to the side. Inhale, turn left palm up, bend back knee as you twist and hold. Rolling your right shoulder back. Yeah, there you go. That's it. Right shoulder's rolling back. If your wrist is bothering you, you could be on your forearm and just get low. You just have to figure out the move. Okay. Good. Another couple breaths there. And then you could try to grab the foot if it's available. Just don't let the chest close down. Okay, keep breathing. Feel like you're trying to lift to face your chest toward the ceiling. Leaning back, another breath there. And then exhale, untwist yourself, can get your blocks. Inhale to lift the back knee off the floor, and exhale to step it forward. You might float the leg up toward the back wall on your way. And then hands above knees, inhale, reach chest forward. Exhale, bend the knees. And inhale, reach up, stand up. And then we're gonna exhale, fold right back down. Inhale, extend spine forward. Exhale, step right leg back, but we're keeping the knee off the floor. So it's a lunge with the knee off the floor. Good. Let's get your blocks however high feels like you can extend your spine forward in neutral. So that might be high, it might be medium or low. Okay. And then inhale, stretch your chest forward. Exhale, let's twist open to the left. Okay, left arm reaching up. You can drop the knee if you prefer. Okay, so your left leg is forward and your chest is facing the left. You got it. Keep breathing. Keep the back leg lifted and engaged, and only look where it feels best on your neck. So you don't have to look up or to the side. Good. Now let's exhale, bring that left hand down to your block and set it up probably on the highest level on the pinky toe edge side. We're gonna flip the right heel down to the floor behind you and press your knee towards your arm over here. That's right. And now we'll twist open to the right, reaching your arm up. Yeah, there you go. Keep breathing. Keep using your legs, sucking that left thigh bone into the hip socket. Think of expanding across your chest. Good. One more breath. Good. And then on your exhale, let's come down. And we're going to twist back the first way. So lift the back heel and twist open to the left. We're just going to take 2 breaths. Okay, so an inhale and an exhale and an inhale. Exhale, come out. Flip that back heel down. Just get yourself steady if you can. Move the left knee toward left arm. That's it. Right arm comes up. You got it. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, right arm comes down. Good. Let's find the floor with your hands. And inhale to step to plank pose. And your choice, you can go through a vinyasa, you can go back to down dog or child's pose. Okay, and just choosing what feels best in your body right now. And meeting up in a static pose, whether it's puppy, child, or down dog, for about 3 breaths. Okay. Again, taking a little inventory, how you're feeling here. Good, one more breath. And then we'll be bringing the right leg forward, for real this time, into a high lunge. Okay, you can use your blocks beneath your hands. Okay, we're going to be left hand down on that exhale, twisting open to the right. Keep the back leg lifted and engaged. Good, you guys got it? Yeah. Good, so getting really stable. I know sometimes you guys on the high blocks, it's really hard to feel stable. You might even just put it on 2 low blocks stacked if you need more height, right? Because it's just not as tippy that way. Or just go to medium height. Good. Good, one more breath there. And then exhale, bringing your right arm down, and you can either move your stack of blocks over to the pinky toe edge or just switch them. Put the left heel down, press right leg toward right arm, and exhale, twist open to the left. Keep sucking that left thigh or that right thigh bone into your hip socket and feel like you're trying to open up across your chest. Good, feel those feet grounding down, balls of feet, heels of feet. Good, breathing. To be able to open up across the chest physically, we need the support of our core and of our base, our legs, our hips. Just like if we want to open up and be vulnerable emotionally, we need to have a steady foundation and feel safe, right? It's the same idea. Okay, now from here, going back to the first one. So we're going to exhale, come down, left hands on blocks, lift the back heel. I like this double stack of the low blocks, you guys. That feels really nice. And then twist open to the right, opening up across the chest. But again, get this idea that you're trying to be really solid through your core and through your legs and feet. So you create a sense of steadiness to be able to open up. Good. One more breath. And then exhale, coming down. Last one here, we're going to spin that back heel down. Let's get steady through the hips and legs. Move right knee toward right arm. Think sucking that right thigh bone into the hip socket and breathing. Good, one more breath there. And then exhale, back to just a forward facing lunge. You can get blocks under both hands. Inhale, reach chest forward. Exhale, step that back leg up. You might lift it on the way. And step it up to the front. Let's forward fold for a moment. Taking legs wherever you want them, whatever width, bending them whatever amount. Letting the arms be how you want them. Uttanasana pose. Letting the face relax. Feeling your breath go in. And then as you breathe out, can you just let the head hang? Just notice how much the neck will release for you today. You might nod or move it side to side, chin to chest, and just see how it feels. And then inhale, let's reach your chest forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale to rise. Exhale, bringing the arms down. Just pause for a moment here. You can move around on your feet a little bit if you want to. All right, we're gonna go down again. Okay, so inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, extend your spine forward. And exhale, we're gonna step that left leg back. We're gonna drop the knees, so you might want your blanket. You can get that. You might want extra padding, so I'm gonna fold mine up double or quadruple. Okay, here we go. Coming up to your half kneel. You might also need your strap here. We're gonna find out. Okay, this one's a little hard to balance, so you could always go next to a wall. I'm gonna try to bend that back knee and grab my foot with my left hand. Left hand, yeah. Yeah, if you can't get it, you could put it on the block again, right? So you could just, like we did before, just put your block back there. If it's just, because the strap can be stressful to get it there, right? So you can put it on the block, tuck your tail forward and breathe. Good. Everyone okay? Let me know if you have a question too. I can help you get into it. Good. Good. One more breath. Remember, you can always set it on the block. Now, can you take your right hand and hold it instead? That's only if you've got your hand there. Yeah, good. Open up across your chest if you can. Maybe you can even reach around to the opposite side. You can see where you want to hold the foot. Good, keep breathing. Oh, good, yeah, Lisa's got a little thing to hold on to. That's perfect. Yeah, this would work better if you had a chair next to you, right? We do have chairs. You can always get one. Good, one more breath. Good, release it. Now we're gonna just step back into down dog. We're not going through a vinyasa, just to stretch out that leg. And sway the hips around side to side. Good, take a couple breaths. You can scoot your knee padding over because we're gonna exhale, bend the knees and step that left leg forward, right knee to blanket, same thing. We're gonna rise up, okay? You can always move toward a wall if you're having trouble with balance here, or you can also take your block back there to put your foot on. Okay, we're gonna first try right hand to foot. Okay, engaging glute. All right, so remember this is foot on block. It's a lot friendlier than this. This is not so friendly. Okay, keep breathing, keep reaching top of head up. A couple more breaths. Okay, now try opposite hand, maybe, okay. Good, or strap, you can use the strap too. Keep trying to engage the glute and tuck the tail forward. Good, nice everybody. Good, and then release it and we'll step again back to downward dog, okay. Good. You can move your padding out if you want. Let your head go side to side a bit. Inhale to bend the knees and look forward. And you can exhale, walk or hop to the front of your mat. Hands above knees, inhale, stretch that chest forward. Exhale to bend the knees. Inhale to stand. Good, exhale. Let's take them out to the side. Just watch your neighbor out to the side and down. Good, we're gonna grab our straps. And you might wanna double them up, like just fold it in half. Okay. Okay, and then we'll inhale, stretch arms overhead. I'm just gonna do this down low so you can see me. You can see me. And you want it like, for this one, let's try to get them shoulder distance. So choke up on the thing. So you're about the distance of your own shoulders with your hands without slack. Okay, and you're gonna, without slack to start, you're then gonna pull the strap as though you could stretch it apart. Okay, and we're gonna inhale, elevate the shoulder blades up by your ears. And then exhale, try to retract the shoulder blades. So they come down a little bit. So it's like you're drawing them back without overdoing it, okay? Not too intense, just enough. Good. Good. So the hands are only shoulder distance apart. They're not wide. Good. Good. And then release. And just shake them out a little bit. All right. Now you can take the arms wide. So now you might want to undouble up or open up. The strap is a better way to say that. Okay. And no slack. Gonna bring the arms up again. Okay. And then inhale, elevate. Exhale, try to keep the arms straight as you take them behind your back. Now, that might mean you have to really widen your grip. You want to get just enough stretch for you where it doesn't feel like you're hurting yourself, okay? And where it's not too easy either, where you're getting a stretch, okay? And then up, and then you're just going up and down a few times, flossing the shoulders a bit, okay? Good. And now next time you come up, let's just bring them down in front. Good. If your hands are bothering you, just kind of wiggle out the fingers a little bit. We're going to stand at the front of our mat, still with our strap. Okay, we're going to use the strap again. Just inhale, stand tall. And exhale, let's step left leg back, warrior one, with our feet hips distance apart instead of lined up on a tightrope. Okay. So like two skis or two tracks here. Then scoot your right hip back. Good. I'm going to take the strap behind your back. So my palms are facing up as I hold it. And the width, again, just depends on how your shoulders feel. No slack in it. Inhale, roll the shoulder heads back and pull the strap apart. Okay, good. Nice. Keep breathing. Now, as you exhale, I'm going to scoot that right hip back and just hinge at the hips a little bit. Standing on my strap back there. Good. Good. And then inhale, press into that front heel to come back up, shoulders over hips. And then again, exhale, scoot that right hip back, lean, lead with your chest, roll those shoulder heads back, inhale back up. So I'm not trying to get down chest to thigh at all. It's like I'm reaching forward as though I'm going to take off in a race or something. If I was going to race, I wouldn't want my chest down here because then I wouldn't be able to go very far. Okay, so think like you're going to run. Yeah, so we're opening up. Okay. I know you're working those arms, right? You're pulling that thing apart. Okay, come on up. You can drop the strap. Just shake out the shoulders a little bit. Good. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, let's lean forward and step into warrior three. Now you could take your arms back behind you. They don't have to stay forward. It's pretty hard to take them forward. So just see what you want to try. Keep breathing. Now your chest is more parallel with the floor, perhaps. It doesn't have to be. Okay. And one more breath. Good job, you guys. And now let's exhale. We're going to stand on our right leg, bringing our left knee forward and up. Inhale there. And exhale, step it down. All right, a little swing and twist here. Notice how you're feeling. Let's do the other side, grabbing our strap. You might need to double it up. It might feel better. I was standing on my strap. That was annoying. So I'm going to double mine up. Left leg forward, right leg back. Arms behind. Just enough so that you feel an opening across the front of your chest, where you can roll the collarbones back or widen the collarbones, roll the shoulder heads back, and pull the strap apart. And you feel some stretch here. Good. Get steady through your legs. Shift that left hip back. Keep breathing. Good. Now we're going to start moving. Okay. So on the exhale, we'll shift that left hip back and just hinge a little bit like a slant from back heel to up top of head. And then inhale back up. All the while pulling that strap apart. So you're really working the arms too. One more. Good. Now, next time you come up, you can loose the strap. Let the arms wiggle. And then when you're ready to, you can inhale, arms up. Stretch them way up as you exhale. And inhale again. Exhale, warrior three. Any variation with the arms, okay? So they could stay forward or they could reach back. Okay, try to turn that right hip to the floor. Good. Keep breathing. And now we're going to stand on that left leg, bringing right knee forward. Hand up. Inhale. And exhale, step it down. Just wiggle around. Nice. All right. Let's go down toward the floor. Okay, so we're going to inhale, arms up. Exhale, unfold. Inhale, extending spine forward. Exhale, plank pose. Any variation. Good. Protract, shoulder blades. Good. Tuck tail. Good. Let's drop to knees. We're going to be in that same Urdhva balasana or hunting dog type pose. So if you feel like you want padding below your knees, you could put it there. Okay. So finding this quadruped position without shoulders up by your ears, right? So shoulders away from ears, press the floor away. Good. And then exhale, can you take the right leg back and maybe lift it up if you want? Okay. Good. Turning that right hip toward the floor so your teacup is balanced for now. And then engage the core again. So you're just trying to find the core. Okay. And now the left arm could come forward or it could come out to the side. And we're going to try to bend the right knee. Could you get the foot? Maybe. And if you do get the foot, and it's not a requirement that you get the foot. If you do get the foot, could you kick it back into your hand? So now you're not balancing any teacup. Okay, you're breathing. Nice, everybody. And release the foot, come down, wiggle it around, do what you want right now. You might want to go to child's pose or down to your belly or down dog or just wiggle. All right, let's do the other side, okay? So you're gonna press the floor away, engage the core, left leg back. Inhale, engage your core. Exhale, right arm can come forward or it can come out to the side. So you can stop in any of these places, right? And you can bend the knee. You might try to reach for the foot. And if you get the foot, you could kick it back into the hand, opening up the chest and the belly and the thigh and breathing. Good. All right, let's release that and come into forearm plank pose. So forearms down, knees walk back until you can tuck the tail. Good. Elbows below shoulders. Any hand position. It could be parallel or interlaced. Lifting knees if you want. Just trying to feel that stabilization so that Urdhva balasana variation is very asymmetrical, right? So we're just trying to find some symmetry here with the core engaged. So symmetry through the pelvis, through the legs, through the shoulders. Yeah, nice, everybody. One more breath there. And we're coming down. Why don't you take a brief rest in child's pose if you'd like, or any other resting pose. We're going to be moving to the wall in a moment. And you'll want both your padding for your knee and your mat. That's if you're having to relocate, you'll want to bring your mat with you. Okay. And you guys at home, I'm just doing a little switcheroo here. think you'll be able to see. Yeah, and your blocks. You'll want your blocks too. All right. So when you're ready, let's go. Let's go to the wall. Okay. The first thing we'll need is just your blanket. But have the blocks near because you might like them. Okay. I'm going to do a familiar pose that we've been doing today, which is right foot up the wall. So what I like to do is get my blocks there and then get enough knee padding. And you guys can see me at home. Yes, you can. Great. So my knee could be close to the wall like this, or it could be far from the wall like this. Oh, and remember, Lisa, if you grab a rag, the other thing that can help people is people's feet don't necessarily like doing this if they're tight in the ankles. So you can take a blanket beneath the foot. It just helps it a little bit when you try to do this. You could also stick with the block variation we did earlier, right? So that's an idea too. So get yourself, and some people might feel like they need to stay forward on their blocks, right? And some people will be fine coming up like this. Okay. Yeah, your foot, Penny, you don't have your foot on the glass, right? Let's get it on the wood. Just because I've had someone break the glass before. It's happened. Not the mirrors, the glass. Okay, so how's everybody doing? Has everybody found it? Okay, I'm gonna help you, Lisa. I'm gonna help you. You might just need to do the block variation that we did before. Just do that. Let's not strain your foot. You guys good? Dina's back there with Anthony. Okay, and everybody got enough knee padding? Okay, we're gonna try, if you can, if you're not leaning forward, if you're upright, you don't have to not lean forward, you can stay down. But if you're not leaning forward, you could try to take your hands behind your head. Yeah, and Anthony, this foot comes forward. Like, kind of like, you don't have to be sorry. Now, like, kind of like a lunge. Yes, okay. Now, you don't have to take your hands behind your head. This is just an option, okay? And if you've got your hands behind your head, you could try to cat and cow there. Do you know what I mean? Like, arch and round. Yeah, just a few times and see what that feels like. Yeah. You guys can't see my arms but at home, but they're behind my head. Yeah, you guys got it. Okay. And then come upright if you can. And maybe you could just reach your arms by your ears toward the wall above you. Yeah, just as though you could touch it. Good. Good, and let's exhale, come down. It's always tricky to get in and out of this. You just kind of have to either step down. I'm not on my mat, so I can slide forward. Both sides might be different. You know, you might have knee injury on one side, so please listen to your body. You're not forcing it. You might need to stay forward and down, or you might feel that you can rise up. Okay, we're tucking the tail at first, just getting more into the quad. Opening up the quads. Good. Try to find a steady breath where it's not so intense that you can't breathe. Good. And then if you can take your hands behind your head, go for it. And then you can try the cat and cow with the spine and pelvis and shoulders and neck. And just notice the difference between the sides. Good. And then you can just come upright and see about reaching the arms up by the ears, maybe toward the wall. Depends on how close you are to it. Good. All right, let's come down. We're gonna do down dog at the wall. So we're just gonna, you can put your heels up the wall, toes on the floor, and stretch the upper body forward into down dog. If you need to be in child's pose instead, please do. No, again, choose what's right for your body. Okay, let your head hang if you can. Nice. Now you guys over here, just be a little careful, Marianne and Penny. If you want to take a leg up the wall, you could. Just don't do it on, don't press strongly into glass. Okay. Good. Yeah. And Marion, you can do it. You've got space if you want. You've got plenty of space on there. So one leg could go up the wall, or you might not like that. You might want to just stay with both feet down or even take a break. If you're doing one leg up the wall, switching sides and taking a few breaths on each side. You can have your toes however you want up the wall. All right, coming on down, taking a break. You can sit for your break. You can do child's pose for your break, whatever you want. Okay. Whatever you're doing right now, can you notice where your attention is? And let's practice spreading your attention throughout your whole body. Notice what that feels like. And now let's practice sending your attention outward, like kind of noticing the temperature around you, the sounds. If your eyes are open, you know what you see. And then let's practice bringing the attention inward, but with some focus still outward. You got focus on both places. So we can practice being embodied as we move through the world. We have to pay attention to what's going on around us, right? We can't just be inward all the time. So practicing being able to have dual awareness. So you can still listen to your body and your gut instinct, even when a lot is happening around you that might feel overwhelming. Nice, everyone. So as you're ready, we're going to stay at the wall and come onto our backs. You'll want your blocks close by. And what I'm going to do, and you guys that are in the room or and at home, you just watch me for a moment. So if you can get to a space where you can see me. For this first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to have my hands on the baseboard like this with my elbows facing the ceiling if possible. Okay, so I'm going to be like this, setting up for a bridge pose. Do you see my head? My head is not touching the wall. I've got, a few inches between my head and the wall. Okay, just coming into that position when you're ready. Yeah, so you just need a space on the wall where your hands are shoulder distance. Some of you guys have your hands a little close. And your elbows are trying to go toward the ceiling, but it might not work for your shoulders. You can see. Okay. Now let's just feel the pressure of pushing your hands into the wall without going anywhere. So you just feel the shoulder joint really it's like you're pushing the bones toward one another to make them more solid. They're just getting in there. Can you feel that? Okay. Yeah. Try that a couple times. Just kind of like getting that pressure, getting your shoulders in their sockets. That might be a better way to describe it. Okay. Now let's keep that sensation. It's like you're pushing something over your head, really, that you're not moving anywhere. And now can you tuck your tail and come into bridge pose, lifting your hips off the floor while pushing your hands into the wall. So this is a core bridge pose. Your ribs are sinking down. You're not trying to do a big back bend here. Good. And you're just feeling like you're pushing something overhead. What this helps to do is get your core engaged in bridge, this overhead press. Good. One more breath. And then release. Let's come down. You can relax your arms, do what you want with them. Now let's take the elbows. Okay, so the arms are at the sides of your body. And then your fingertips are going to face the ceiling. So the palms face one another. Elbows down, fingers are up towards ceiling like this. Robot arms, robot arms. Old style robots, I mean. Yeah, palms face, there you go. Okay, so we're gonna use these arms to come into bridge pose by pressing into the floor so you can open your chest a little more. Okay, so notice right now, without lifting hips, can you press your elbows into the floor and notice you squeeze your shoulder blades toward one another, your chest might puff a bit. Notice how that can happen. Okay, good, and then just relax it. And now let's try to come into a regular, more traditional bridge pose with the arms like this, lifting hips and coming up, allowing the chest to open. But putting pressure into the back of your head, so you're not pressing your neck down. Your neck has its natural curve. And depending on the mobility in your upper back and shoulders, you might be kind of tucking your shoulder blades under a little bit. You can see how that feels. Good. Keep engaging those glutes like we've been working on and opening the front of the hips. Good. Good, and then come on down and rest. You could windshield wiper, relax the arms. And then you can get to where you can see me for a moment. We've been doing this lately in this class, but some of you have been here and some of you haven't. We're doing the slanted block option, just an option, okay? My blocks slant against the wall and they don't move when they're like this. Whoops, maybe they do, but they won't when you've got your pressure on them. Okay, so I put them against the baseboard and then I put my hands like I had them for the other trick. Now, this is practice for coming into Urdhva Danurasana or upward facing bow pose. So what I do is I start with that arm thing, come into bridge, and then I might just test the waters here and see like, hey, how does it feel to get my head on the floor? And I engage my glutes. I just stay here and feel this, or I stay in bridge, or I might say, I want to go up and play around with that. You don't have to do any of this. You could do supported bridge with a block below your hips, right? And just rest. And that's an option too. If you want to try the slanted block thing, I'm going to talk you through it. Okay, so slant the blocks and place the hands. Elbows are pointing upward. You just take a couple breaths, feel a little pressure by pressing into the blocks. And then if you want to, you could try bridge pose like that, just lifting hips up. And then if you want to, you could try popping up onto the top of your head if you wanted. Good. And then if you wanted to, you could try pressing into the arms and going up. Nice, everybody. Good choices. Good. Keep breathing. Yeah. And then whenever you're ready to, you could try, if you're trying something really active, you might do it for 3 breaths or 5 breaths and then come down. Windshield wiper, knees to chest, or happy baby. If you're in supported bridge, stay as long as you want to in supported bridge. For those of you coming out of a more active back bend, just take your time and try to feel what seems right in your body right now, what your body wants right now. Good. Yeah. So as you move through, a couple of happy baby variations or maybe twists, you might like a twist here. Trying to stay embodied, right? Present in your body. Good. And then from here, after you do some finishing postures, finding your way into a resting pose. So that could be Shavasana, that could be constructive rest pose with your knees bent. Take your time, there's no rush. Use blocks or blankets or bolsters. And just give me a little wave if you need me to bring you a prop. So the purpose here is to feel supported enough to practice letting go, getting yourself comfortable. And then once you get there to that position to practice in, take a sigh or two. You could blow out through pursed lips, or you could just sigh. And let go of as much effort as you can for the next just couple of minutes. Won't be a very long Shavasana today. Noticing where you're making contact with the floor and feeling for releasing a little more effort, letting go. If you can, inviting a sense of softness around your eyes and your jaw and into your throat. Across your chest, softening. Inviting that softness all the way down into your belly, your hips, and your legs. You can practice a little bit with turning your attention inward or outward. Or both at the same time. And you can take your attention to the area around your heart if you want to, your heart and lungs. You could even place a hand there if it is helpful for you. And I'll let you come out in your own time, but I will just seal our practice here with the sound of Om before it gets too late in time. I'm just going to inhale and then make the sound of Om, honoring the roots of yoga and where it comes from in India, all the teachers that have brought it to us here. You can join me or you can just listen. I'm going to inhale and then I'll Om. Inhaling. Om. All right, thank you, everybody. Thanks, everyone at home.